I'm Anthony Stone, and this is Stone Vision Media. I never imagined, nor did I want to ever launch this channel or introduce myself to the world under these circumstances. However, here we are. I never imagined that my first video would be a memorial video. But these are the times we live in. What happened this week to Charlie Kirk is atrocious. It's evil. It's sickening. It feels like the devil won. I am deeply, deeply mournful. I'm grieving immensely, as I'm sure all of you are. And I am enraged. An act of cowardice and pure darkness snuffed out not only the most important voice in the Christian and conservative movement, but one of the most important voices of our time, and I'd argue of any time. Charlie Kirk is an immense loss. And I want to come on here and I want to spew out my hatred and my rage and my longing for vengeance. What I want is to rile everyone up into a frenzy and say, let's take the fight to them. However, that's what my flesh wants. And as a Christian, I can't operate in my flesh. I can't move or be motivated by my feelings, my emotions. I have to take all of this and I have to give it to God. And I have to trust that the Lord is a just and loving and good and faithful God. And that ultimately justice will be served according to His will. It's incredibly difficult for me to say. But this walk that we chose, this faith that we live, is not an easy road to walk. It is not a straight path, and it challenges you to your core. I'll be really honest with you. I'm not going to say what other people have said. I'm not going to sit here and say we have to forgive, at least not in this moment. Not right now. We're still grieving, we're still processing, we're still praying. And it's impossible for me to say we have to forgive them. We have to embrace them. Love thy enemy. I understand that that is a direct order, commandment from Jesus Christ. But I know Jesus understands our grief and our stance on the situation right now. Your anger is justified. Your rage is righteous and necessary. But it's what you do with it that matters. It's what you do with it that determines the future, not only for your life, but for this nation and ultimately the world. We can go out there and we can be as bloody as they are, as mean-spirited, as cruel, and as cowardly as they are. But what does that do? It proves them right. Right now, the opposition is attempting to paint the assassin as one of us, as a Christian, as a conservative, as a MAGA. We all know it's a lie. We all know the things that they spew. We all saw the videos of them celebrating the horrific murder of Charlie Kirk. And I can sit here and go, the left wing, the left wing, the left wing. But we already all know that. We already know what they are and what they do. Me sitting here and condemning them further is a waste of time because they're not going to watch this video. And you all already know the truth. We are not going to convince them of our point of view. We are not going to convert them to our creed, to our code, to our ideology. This world is an evil, wicked place. Therefore, there will always be evil, wicked people within it. Now, I pray that this ministry reaches some of them. And if any of you stumble upon this video, I pray that the Lord uses these words to capture your attention, soften your heart, and open your mind to the truth. Today I wanted to come on here and start a revolution. Take them all out. But that would just make me one of them. The other side of the same coin. In the spirit of Charlie Kirk, the honor of him, I, in my small way, am going to continue what he started. There will never, ever be another Charlie Kirk. There can't be. He was anointed and appointed for his time. a time that was unfortunately cut short. But here's the thing about Charlie: his movement, his cause, his message, his spirit is bigger than the man. Now there's millions of us. And if you feel the urgency, the call, like I have, the pull to do something, to take up arms, this is how you do it. This is how you honor him. And this is how you glorify God, which not only is what we're supposed to do, because we follow, worship, and love God, but it's also what Charlie would want us to do. He doesn't want us to create grieving parents, another widow, another fatherless child. Yes, I believe we're at war. And yes, I believe that there is no more room for compromise. However, this isn't a political war. This isn't a cultural war. Listen to me very carefully. This is spiritual warfare. In spiritual warfare, there is no room for mutuality. I know it feels like Satan did this, but I also truly believe now, this is going to be controversial, but it's just the truth. I believe God also allowed this to happen to wake us up. Not only to hear him, but to understand the world we're in, the times we're in. Charlie Kirk was the olive branch, the extended olive branch. He was the moderate. He was the gentle, understanding, kind voice of reason. The enemy snuffed that out. And what's rising in Charlie Kirk's place is going to be a bit different. We can't reason with these people. We can't embrace them. They won't have it. So what we do now is we support one another. We put God first. We speak a clear message of biblical truth. We stand for American tradition, for conservative values, and we take back our country in God's name. And it can't be done through violence, because that is not the will of God. Let's keep in mind what Jesus said. When these same people, the same spirit, was nailing him to the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They know not what they do. They live in wickedness. They are blind. Now, that's not an excuse for their action, but us coming on here and cursing them and trying to debate with them and always fighting with them and acknowledging their attack. That has to change. Going toe to toe with them with the same hatred. It is a waste of time. Charlie Kirk understood that because Charlie Kirk was a true man of God. Now this is a brand new ministry, and I know so many of you are either starting or on the cusp of starting something new. So in the spirit of that, I wanted to read you this scripture from Ecclesiastes 10. Dead flies make the perfumer's ointment give off a stench. So a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart inclines him to the right, but a fool's heart to the left. Even when the fool walks on the road, he lacks sense. And he says to everyone that he is a fool. If the anger of the ruler rises against you, do not leave your place, for calmness will lay great offenses in rest. I think that speaks for itself. I grieve deeply for Charlie Kirk. I am going to miss him. But I am so profoundly honored and joyful that I can pick up in some small way where he left off. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you. And remember, always speak truth.